Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Alan. This is my channel, Conscious Evolution, or this is my Facebook page, or wherever you're finding this at. This is me. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. We're going to do another reading today. Today, the overall energy is the resting tree, patience and stillness. I think this is a powerful message today to rest. For the last 3 days, well, not yesterday, I worked yesterday, but Sunday through Tuesday were really resting and recovery days for me. I really took that time out, rested, had some self-care time, self-love time, and recharge time, which is so important, so important for me, because I have a very active life where I'm always running around like a crazy person and just don't have the time to usually sit still. But I can't tell you how much I needed that, and it was so refreshing, and I feel a lot better now after those few days of rest, especially after this past week. It was just crazy. Anyways, so moving on. The resting tree is patience and stillness. Now, it came out as a challenger, so we're going to read from the book and set the tone for this reading. All right. So, the resting tree, appearing as a challenger, asked you to consider if you're so frantic that all you can think about is how stressed you are. Running around and overdoing anything only makes you into a human doing, not a human being. This is a sign to be careful, or you may become physically ill, or at the very least unable to enjoy your life. Be still. It's time to meditate and take time out, or you'll make some mistakes that you may regret later. Don't worry, all those things you're trying to manage will still be there when you're ready to move forward again. Only then you will have a clearer head in which to think. That makes me think of you can't find the solution to a problem when you're at the energy of the problem. Because for every problem in your life, there's a solution that's also born at the same time the problem was created. But you can't find the solution when you're at the energy of the problem. When you're at the frequency of the problem, the solution isn't, you're going to try and force it. So if you can stop, rest, meditate, be patient, be still, step away from it, look at it from a different view, a different angle, a different frequency, you will have an easier time finding the solution to that problem. Now, this is telling us to rest, be patient and still. It's time to meditate. If not, you could become ill, is what it says. And that makes me think of like a fight or flight, you know what I mean? Like when you are in that fight mode, that your energy is going towards your anxiety and your stress and your frantic overdoing of life, running around just with the crazy lifestyle you may have. Or that could also mean in your mind. A lot of people that maybe not necessarily have a frantic life or job, but in their minds are going a mile a minute and they can't slow it down. They can't stop it. They're always stressed and anxious and freaking out in their head. They may not show it. You may not show it. You may seem calm, cool, and collected, but inside you're freaking out. I can relate to that. I have experienced that in my life. A lot of my life was actually lived in that state, and it's not healthy, because when you're stressed, when you're anxious, when that your energy is going towards that stress and anxiety, it's not going towards supporting your body's normal function, and that causes things to shut down or to not operate properly. Like your body may not digest food properly, it may not heal properly or timely, you know what I mean? Because you're stressed and the energy is going towards that instead of your body's natural operation. Okay, so let's all take a minute, be patient, be still. The card has a girl laying underneath a tree, just looks like she's taking a nap, maybe meditating. There's a lot of grounding energy in this card, so let's all get grounded. And interesting, there's a lot of mushrooms in this reading too. Yesterday's reading was a woman sitting on a gigantic mushroom, and now there's a bunch of mushrooms growing out by this woman's feet that's laying underneath the tree. So she's really kind of communing with nature, being one with nature, grounding herself, and just being still, being patient. You know, your problems aren't going anywhere, your issues aren't going anywhere, but the difference is when you take a time to relax, to be still, to meditate, to step away from your issues, you will have a much easier time finding a solution or handling those situations when you can step away from them and look at it from a different lens. Okay, so now there's two other cards, and I see this as two situations. So if you do not take a minute to sit still, to be patient, to meditate, to ground yourself, this is what's coming. All right, the hungry ghost, which is obsession, scarcity consciousness, and attachment. Okay, so this also has a mushroom and fairies. Two fairies kind of just sitting on the mushroom, looking up. You know, one's kind of just looking to the side, you know, just kind of looking around like she's lost, like depressed, you know what I mean? And the other one's looking out like, man, that's like such an awesome world out there. I wish I could go explore it, but I'm too stressed, too anxious, too depressed to do that. I'm just going to sit here on this mushroom. There's another mushroom. So the one's just kind of floating in the air. She's not grounded. The other one is sitting on the mushroom looking depressed. So they're very much in their fear, their scarcity consciousness, their, you know, wishing things were better, you know, wishing they look like they're obsessing over something, or they're freaking out. They're in that mind state that the resting tree is warning us about, that if you don't sit still, if you're not patient, you don't take that time, you're going to continue with that obsessive thoughts, that attachment and scarcity consciousness. The scarcity consciousness, you know, could be with money, could be with your overall abundance in life. It doesn't need to represent money. It could represent anything. Your scarcity of moving forward with your life, your scarcity or fear of handling a problem or dealing with a situation that's in your life, or moving past something, or finding a solution to it, because we're not sitting still. We're in that stress, we're in that anxiety, we're in that fight or flight mode. So if we can take the time, take a moment to be patient, still, and meditate, then this is the outcome for what you're going to see next. It's the same card we got yesterday, which is super interesting, the Sun Dancer. And this is, you know, joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. Both cards have fairies, but they're very different. So you can kind of see, let's see if we can say, I can't see. So these fairies on this card here just kind of wishing things were better, not really enjoying life too much, you know. When they're magical creatures, they're magical beings, but they're just stuck. Now the Sun Dancer card right here is the fairy that is dancing and enjoying life. I mean, she's just having a really good time, celebrating life. Life is my favorite adventure. Look, I have my mug today. Life is my favorite adventure. So when you can take the time to sit still, to be patient and meditate, to ground ourselves, to step away from the problems, you will have a much easier time getting into that joy of life, to find your abundance, to have that celebration of life and joy. Just follow your joy. You know, if we're in that fight or flight mode, we're not in our joy. It's the opposite of joy. We're in our stress and anxiety. But Spirit is telling us to be patient, be still, and just take a moment, meditate, ground yourself, whatever you need to do, whatever your practice is for that. I would recommend doing that. And just set your problems aside. Just put them on the shelf, put them on the table, put them somewhere else. Step away from them. Do whatever you need to do. Relax. Don't think about them. Get your mind off of them. And because they're not going anywhere. They're going to be there no matter what, right? Because you got to deal with them. You got to handle them. You got to do something. But you don't have to stress over them. If you're constantly stressing, you're not going to find a good solution for them. But if you can step away, not think about it for a minute, not avoiding it, we're just tabling it, right? So if we can do that, take a minute for yourself to breathe, to just calm yourself, calm your mind, be still, then this is going to be the outcome. Joyful activity, abundance, loving of life, celebration of life, because you'll find the solution to those problems. It'll just naturally come to you when you can step away from that energy for a couple of minutes, an hour, 2 days, a day, whatever it is for you, however you do it, however your practice is. Do it. And it was 11:11 on the clock. And see, find the solution, find the joy, follow the joy in your life, and watch as the abundance just starts pouring in. Because we're not meant to be in fear and stress and anxiety, but that's what this world is constantly pouring on us. If you watch the news, it's going to be fear and all. I'm like, just blah, you know? No, thank you. I don't subscribe to that reality. All right. So, patient stillness, find that. Find your meditation, find your peace. Oh, yeah, find your peace, and the abundance and joyfulness can come rolling in. And most definitely, at the least, the solution to your problems that you're currently being stressed about will come through, and trust that. All right. That was a wonderful reading today. I love you guys so much. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to set up a distance energy session with me, go to the Facebook Conscious Evolution Facebook page, which is a link below. I love each and every one of you. Be the change that you want to see. I hope this reading resonated with you. If it did, leave a comment in the comment section below. All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.